It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. 'Cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. I go to the movie and I go downtown. Somebody keep telling me don't hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Then I go to my brother and I say, brother, help me please. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. Lord, there have been times that I thought I could last for long, but now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Oh, I could last for long, but now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes it will.
Hey, who can hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. I'm sitting here in my theater. I don't know if you can hear me or not. We're gonna be here for a short period of time, but let me know if you can hear me. Are we okay with the sound? Are we okay? What's good? Can you hear me? Can somebody let me know if you can hear me? Oh, LaDonna says Mike sounds nice. YouTube is good. Thank you. I was waiting. I just we on a little delay. I want to thank everybody for coming in. As you can see, it's a little bit different right now. This is old school. My camera's a little messed up. What's up, Kathy Rogers? Thank you, Jerica. Thank you, Roz. Thank you, Sean D. Appreciate you guys being here, giving me a little bit of your time. I'm still in the process of cleaning up and doing some things at the house. And I just wanted to let everybody know that I'm safe and everything and all that old good stuff. I appreciate the prayers, those that sent the text messages and the DMs. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Let's get about an hour in if we can. Can we get an hour in? I have absolutely nothing on a roster to talk about. So if you have anything, let me know. Be gentle today. Okay. There's a lot of serious stuff going on in the world right now. And we don't really need a lot of clown shit. There's enough circus acts going on right now. I don't want to be one of them. And sorry, I really wasn't coming today. As you can see, I just sat my I, I need a movie. I need to chill. What do they call that? Netflix and chill. I'm going through some things in life right now, and it a lot. It makes me want to just be alone. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to be around people because I might get rude, disrespectful. I might say something. I might speak my feelings. Let me try to fix this camera a little bit. Let me know if you guys. Um, Give me 1 second. Let me try to fix this camera. If you guys don't mind, give me 1 second. Tell me if it looks better if I do it this way. Is that better? That a little bit better? Well, thank you for being here. I'm actually chilling today. Let me see if I can sit up a little bit. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Feel free, Fame, as long as it's real, as long as it's 100, as long as it's real, I can handle it. Fame said, "Be gentle." Damn, I had some serious heat. I had some heat for y'all. I'll chill. Maybe it's for them. I don't mind. I can handle it. I just don't want to be on the goofiness. Y'all know how it can be sometimes. Let's just have an adult conversation. If it could be all the way 100 adult, then I'm for it. What's good? I'm just still letting some people soak in. There's some people probably didn't think I was coming on today. I didn't put a post out on social media, and everybody knew I was out of town. So we're here. We're only gonna be here an hour. All right. I got a lot going on. Yeah, a lot going on today. So, how was your weekend? Put it in the screen. How was your weekend? Was it good? Was your weekend good? Mine was okay. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I don't want to be that guy or be that little podcast that look like it's started in the corner of a room or something. I don't want you to feel that way. But Sean D number said, I'm sorry, Sean D. Damn, I said Sean D Nutter, but it's Nutter. Excuse me. You know I love you and your family, brother. Nothing but love over here. It's a little bit, the setup is a little bit different, so it's a little bit it's moving a little bit slow, but yet it's different. He says, talk about Chicago Washington game. Bro, if I do that, I might get an enemy in Twin. I don't know if Twin is here, but Twin said they were going to go like, what did he say? 16-2? Well, he already missed that. That's already gone. That's already gone, bro. That's already gone. That's already gone. But I will say this. I enjoy watching the Chicago Bears. I enjoy. I can't say this and be honest, but I almost enjoy them more than I enjoy them more than I enjoy the Cincinnati Bengals at this point. And the reason being is because I love to watch that young talent. You ever watch the team that has low expectations and they end up doing really well and you start cheering for them because they're the underdog, or they go into the games, um, you anticipate them to lose, and you just be like, oh, okay, it was a good game. They played hard. They're young. I told Twin this at the beginning of the season. I laughed at his prediction of the sorry guys, I got a movie and everything going on right now. I laughed at his prediction of their record. However, what did I tell you? What did I say to you, bro? I said I'm probably gonna watch the Bears because I'm not a diehard Bears fan, but I'm a distance Bear fans from the 85 year. You know what I'm saying? Walter Payton, all that. We had that discussion. And I told him, I was like, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, with the young quarterback, with the little brother coming out of California, that young quarterback, I'm gonna watch him. And I think they're gonna be exciting this year. And they are. Now they lost this weekend to Washington because they played another exciting young quarterback out of LSU, I might add. I might add. That's all we do is produce good quarterbacks. Joe Burrow is kind of slowing that argument up right now. I don't think Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in the league. I don't even think he should be considered one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And the reason why I say that is because the best quarterbacks in the league find a way to win without the best teams. If you can, a quarterback looks untouchable when he has a great team. All right. I think Tom Brady got a whole lot of credit for playing with a bunch of veterans who knew how to move the ball and do some things. Tom Brady is the GOAT, but I think he had he had a whole lot of assistance when it came to his defense. He had a whole lot of stuff surrounding him to make him great, and it takes that. But at the same time, man, I don't think Joe Burrow is there yet. I'm a fan. I got a Joe Burrow jersey on the wall. That jersey right there in the frame. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's a Joe Burrow Super Bowl jersey. Yeah, it's a Joe Burrow Super Bowl jersey that I had framed up. And so I'm a Bengal fan. Here's my Jamar Chase. You guys can't see this one, but there's Jamar Chase right there. You see Jamar Chase? You guys can see that, right? There's Jamar Chase. There's all my, So I'm a Bengal fan, but the problem is the Bengals are not really. They're not on the play calling. Let's just get it. The play calling suck. You hear me? The play calling sucks. It's predictable. It's just, yeah, they have way too much talent to be as slow as they are. I just don't get it. I don't get it. So it's kind of hard. What was that, Fame? Now I gotta respect whatever Fame say when it comes to sports. All that other stuff, I might blow him off. But when it comes to what's up, Jack? When it comes down to the sports and stuff, I will respect Fame's his opinion because he's been calling shit out since the Boys and Girls Club days. Let's see. He said Brady had one top shelf wide receiver for 3 years of 20. He's the GOAT. He is the GOAT. But you and I both know, bro, it takes defenses to win championship games. You can look back to the Baltimore Ravens and other teams that win championships with great defenses. All right. You go back and look at Joe Brady's Patriots teams. Show me 1 year that he had a winning season where he had a horrible defense. And I'll show you veteran after veteran after veteran on that defensive squad. Show me when the Baltimore Ravens won their Super Bowl back in the day with Flacco. Are you trying to say that Flacco is a GOAT or he's a great quarterback? No, he's far from that. But when you have the corners that they had, you have Ray Lewis, you had that veteran defense. Come on now. It's defense wins championships. Defense wins championships. If you really want to talk about offenses winning, that means you got to have a high-powered offense on in the NFL that will outscore the other opponent because your defense is whack. And I don't think we have that. We don't have that now. Tom Brady didn't really have that. He had an amazing defense not all those years, but the years that he won, he had an amazing defense. My Bengals. Let's get to that real fast, and then I'll move on to whatever we got to talk about. I'm going to go down on the record and say that Joe Burrow is not. Here. Let me say this, but I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, because what I'm about to say can be misconstrued, and it can go towards quarterbacks that are about to get paid, meaning some black quarterbacks. Okay, and I want them brothers to get their paper. And I know I'm gonna be arguing with Fame about this, and I'm gonna be arguing with some people about this. But I'm gonna honestly tell you, if I'm an NFL owner, I'm not signing no long-term deals for $200 million, $250 million for these guys. None of them are producing that kind of. They're not. They don't live up to that when they get them $200 million deals, and it messes up your salary cap. It messes up important positions that need to be signed. They didn't give Joe Burrow. I'm gonna use the Bengals as an example. You didn't give Joe Burrow all this money without a blink of an eye, and now you got Jamar Chase, the nucleus of your offense, not signed. Higgins is on a franchise tag, not really signed. He's gonna play this year and he's out. That's why he's faking these quads. I'm not faking, but that's why he's sensitive about going out there hurt. He don't want to re-aggravate an injury and hurting for next year. So when he gets ready to sign, he's not. You're gonna get half of T. Higgins this year for all that $22 million you paying him. You're only gonna get half of him this year, Cincinnati. And the reason why is because they didn't pay him. They didn't put him on a long-term deal. They didn't pay him. They put him on a franchise tag. Okay, which means you're getting for 1 year for the going rate of a wide receiver his caliber. Got me? Yeah. Thank you, babe. Let me okay, I get it. Thank you. Appreciate you. It's my daughter, y'all. Can't see you, Rand. But yeah, you only gonna get T. Higgins for half of a year. He started out slow. He didn't really he's gonna be hurt most of the year. And I don't mean he's not gonna play through injury. Why would he? Why would you want, if you're him and his team, why would you, meaning his personal team, his PR and his manager, agent and stuff like that, why would you want him to go out there and risk an injury? That could be not just a season injury, not season-long injury, but a career-ending injury. Why would you risk that on franchise tag money? So they give Joe Burrow all the money, and then they give T. Higgins the franchise tag. And you don't, and then you kind of pump fake Jamar Chase. If you really think about it, if you look how Jamar Chase was moving in spring training and what was it, in preseason, you could tell he got fleeced. You could tell there was promises made to him, and and then when preseason came, they flipped the script. They didn't sign him. They didn't put him on a long-term deal. I could see that. That's very transparent to me, and I don't think he's happy about that. That's why he sat out. And I think the organization is doing some bullshit right now. That's what I think, quite honestly. I think in order to build a world championship team, franchise a great dynasty like the 49ers did in the 80s and 90s and stuff like that, you have to sign your nucleus players and you got to keep them. And I know I just contradicted myself a little bit, because what did I say? I said if I was an owner, I wouldn't sign a guy to a $200 million contract. Because I'm not getting production out of those guys, bro. I'm not getting. Look around the league. Look at Zach, man. I hate to say this. I want the brother to get. But Zach is on some trash game shit right now. He just signed $240 million this year. 200 of it guaranteed. Jack said, at least your daughter doesn't try to be all up in the videos. Oh, like little baby jokes, man. I got you. I didn't even read the whole thing. You know what I thought he was saying? I thought he was trying to say what Suge Knight was saying. The executive producers all up in the videos and the video. No, I think he meant that. Jack meant that with good heart. He was just playing. He was kidding. Yeah, my daughters she don't want to be on camera and all that. She worked for me, so I sent her to get some food. I didn't think that out either, y'all. I didn't think about when I send my daughter to go do some things, run errands, and I didn't think that out clearly. And the reason why I say I didn't think that out clearly is because of this reason here. Whenever I send her to get food, she always wants something too. So now I'm playing double lunch. You feel me? I'm paying double for lunch. If I want her to get some Arby's or whatever, then she's like, well, what can I get the number, whatever? So now I'm paying double. I'm paying for mine. I'm paying for hers. I didn't think this shit out. I didn't think it all the way through. I should have done better. I should have done better. Wait a minute, hold on. Carolyn Smith, you put the wrong word in there. I guess that was to attract me to the comment. She says, as a Steelers fan, I enjoyed I'm not even going to say it that way. I'm going to say it the way it should have been spelled. She said, I enjoyed the Bengals and Ravens game yesterday. Meaning, I'm assuming, the Ravens won. And don't the Steelers play tonight? They play tonight, don't they? They should beat the Giants. For some odd reason, I feel like the Steelers man, they wait a minute, how did you enjoy? Okay. You said as a Steelers fan. Okay, I get it. I love the Ravens game yesterday too, because the Ravens lost to Cleveland. I had to think about that. Now I get it. You just like me. I was actually rooting for Cleveland yesterday to beat the Ravens. The reason why is because the Ravens were like 6-0, and Cleveland is 1-6 or something like that. So they're not gonna make it to the playoffs. But yet, if they can beat the Ravens, it kind of chisels down the division a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That makes Cincinnati maybe 2-3 games behind, which would about what, 14 games left? What we have left? 12, 13 games left? Something like that. I mean, what are we? 7 in? We're going in the 8th. So we got what, about 12 games, 10 games left? 10 games left. If you can go 500 in those 10 games, we could possibly be in a wild card spot. For some odd reason, it feel like the Steelers play trash ass teams every week. 9 games. Carolyn said 9 games left. All right. So we got to win that. We got to go 5-4. Fame was replying to someone. We got to go 5-4. But yeah, we could do that. We can do that. Thanks, Jack. Y'all said 9 games. I appreciate it. 9 games left. We can turn that around. Let me take a phone call while I'm on the air real fast, and then we'll move on. It's funny, I got the phone line even set up. It's crazy. I wouldn't even think we were going to go through all this. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Randy Wyatt, how you doing?
Oh, I gotta go, bro. I gotta go, man. I'll holler at you. You can't come in here talking like that. What up, Fame? What's up, bro? Name? What's up with you, man?
I'm good. If you don't like your name, you can always, turn to Islam and make a name for yourself.
Well, I love my name, but that's not my name. But okay. So to be honest with you,
is this a stage name, Randy Wyatt?
No, that's not what's on my birth certificate. That's not my government name. That's a mixture of my childhood name and my last real name. Randy is not my name. That's a nickname for Randall. Not nickname, but they short. So you know how they do it. Like,
what's your professional name? What did you introduce yourself to 50 Cent as?
What did I introduce myself to 50 as? He actually introduced himself to me as Curtis Jackson, and I told him I was Randall Wyatt.
Oh, okay. So you ain't like Bobby Hilton out there.
What does that mean?
70 years old, calling himself, Bishop Bobby Hilton. His name's Lewis. 70 years old, want to call himself Bobby like he's fucking middle schooler.
I never knew that. I'll be honest with you. I don't keep up with them cats, bro. You know that. I don't keep up with all that type of stuff. But I never knew. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that was his name. Yeah. I thought it was his name.
Well, that's funny because you're talking about names, because real talk, you're talking about names in the Bengals and the play calling. Real talk. There was another gentleman, he had a podcast here in Cincinnati, stopped it about a year ago. And on his show, I said, when that guy was hired, I said, I don't know about if I want a football team coached by a man named Zach. That's a very childish sounding name.
Is that not his name?
Zach. That name won't be able to inspire men.
Is it Zachary or is it Zach? That is his real name.
Professionally, it's Zach. Zach Taylor.
Okay.
That name doesn't just the name Zach ain't gonna move men.
Well, I mean, they probably all call him Coach anyway.
Just kind of, I'm telling you, a lot of times your name will prevent you. I mean, just like black people, we talk about, some of our names and, naming our kids funny names and whatnot, and, not want to give, too ethnic of a name. So when they, when the kid, becomes an adult, and try and get a job, they don't want to get denied, before they even have an interview because the name is La Da something.
What? Remind me to counter that.
That's not a grown man name.
I'm gonna let you finish that point, Fame, but I need you to remind me to counter what you just said about those names because I got something to say about that. I agree with you.
Oh no, go ahead right now. If you want a box, go ahead counter.
No, I just said I agree with you, but I think the problem here is growing up thinking that way. We need to get away from our names not being the common thing. And the reason why I say that, bro, is this: if we own the business, we would give that person a shot. I would. I mean, I do. If somebody's name is Khalid Ahmad Shabab or whatever, I would definitely give that person a shot. No different if their name was Ronald Hill or something like that, or Barry Hill or something. You know what I'm saying? A common American style name. You only run into that when you go in the interview with people that just might be intimidated by names. You know what I'm saying? And that's a common thing in HR. I think they really do look at the names.
All I know is that a LaDonald is going to behave like a LaDonald, like you would expect. It's going to behave like that name. You got a ghetto urchin name. You're going to act like ghetto urchin. What's that boy name that famous on YouTube or in Facebook because his mama gave him? What's his name? The coldest to ever do it. That's his first name. The coldest to ever do it. You know what his mama. Yeah, you don't have to look. You know what his mama gonna be, and he's always gonna go carry on that generational, degenerate trait.
I don't know if that's still I don't know if that's still the case. I remember at a time where we could actually look at that, what you're saying, and kind of connect the dots and say, yeah, that's factual.
Okay, let's connect the dots. You ever read LaDonna Howard's commentary?
LaDonna Howard? That's Donna. Yeah. Have I ever read her commentary? What do you mean?
Yes. All she does is insult people.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes. Just like what you would expect out of a love something name.
Out of a what name?
A love something. A
LA name. A love something. But Fame,
LA or DA.
But Fame, you come on.
Name starts with LA or DA, you're going to act like LaDonna Howard act on this show.
But Fame,
nobody, she likes nobody.
Fame, you tend to attack people too, though, bro.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm a culture critic.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay, that's the reason.
I mean, I do the same thing on my podcast. The same energy I give on my own personal podcast, I give to you all.
Got you.
You understand me? I'm no la or da nothing.
La da. La da da.
Yeah, exactly. You know damn well. I bet your daughter's name ain't la or da nothing.
No, but you know what? Let me just say this. Okay. I don't want to.
Let me just say this. You knew what I was talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You don't want to alienate nobody. It's not to alienate anybody. Just a fact of the matter. Negroes who have those la, da, and na names, all that goofy shit on their name, you probably are a goofy person yourself. That name means something. Words are spelled. It's spelling out some ghetto urchin shit.
Well, for the record, let me just tell you something, bro. I know a lot of motherfucking Rickies that ain't got no sense. I know a lot of Daves and Davids and regular basic names that ain't got no sense. So I don't think it's the lies and the dies.
500 million people in the country. Some people ain't gonna be able to get on like they need to. But I can guarantee you that David, Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike have a better shot than LaDon do.
Yeah, well, okay. I mean, you might have a point on how you looking at it. I don't know.
You know I got a point. What's your daughter's name? They ain't La or Da, is it?
No, not really. If I mean Trinity
exactly.
might.
Your name is Randall. Nice, racially ambiguous name.
I guess. I mean,
Your
it's
mother
not.
did right.
Let's just be
Your
fair and
mom did
say
right on your name.
let's just be fair and say that it's probably not as intimidating for corporate America. That you might have a point there, but I think it falls all down into a stereotype. But the point that I was trying to make about it, to be honest with you, is if we were going more in front of our own faces, we would probably have a different attitude about how people names are. I don't think that all guys that have, like Lakeisha and Laquanda and all that, I don't think they're all bad. You see what I'm saying? And you kind of saying
No,
that they are.
nobody said that they're all bad, but when they result to bad, you look at the name, you say, well, damn.
Oh, bro.
What did you expect when you rhyme like a soft punk?
Jeez. All right.
And,
I mean, I
you're
hear
talking
you.
you're talking about stereotypes. The reason why people hate stereotypes because there's a hint of truth to them. So you bolstered my point. But back to the original point, Zach Taylor, he's too young and has too childish of a name to motivate men over the course of a long haul.
Well, you can say that, but that's the same immature name guy who took them to three playoff victories that got them in the Super Bowl. One of them did, and one of them won them AFC championship game. I think it's more to it than what you're talking about right now, Fame. I'm not saying that he's not the best motivator. He's proven to be that because he got way past where Marvin Lewis ever took this team. And then let me just say this about that. I think personally it's more about contracts. I think when you have disgruntled players in the locker room, they don't feel valued. They don't give you 100% of themselves. That's just the nature of the beast of the business.
The qualifying statement was long term. He did all that magic in his second season. Got him to the Super Bowl, and the team has eroded since.
Well,
long term.
But when you say eroded, how many major pieces did they lose, Fame? You don't think, okay, Jesse Bates, he was a major part of those championship teams or those winning, playoff teams, but that's just one piece of the puzzle. If we had Joe Mixon,
I don't know that he was really that good. I think he was just the guy that the league didn't know. I think he was just the guy that the league wasn't aware of, and once the league got aware of him, they found out his weaknesses and they exploited him down in Atlanta.
Well, that could be the system that he's playing in. Okay. But
exactly. You find his weaknesses and exploit them.
Well, no, his strengths may not play into.
That's my point yet again.
No, bro. What I'm saying to you, okay, what you're saying could be true, but he only could play in the system that's put in front of him. He only played the plays that the coach put in the playbook. And if those plays aren't fitting his strengths, then he's in the wrong system. That don't make him a bad player. Like, let me give you a perfect example. You know this better than anybody, so I'm not really talking to you. I'm talking to the crowd. Whenever I hear people talking about, I don't know, Taylor Britt getting burned, or what was the kid's name that played for us that used to get burned all the time? They would say the year before.
Artrell Hawkins.
Not Hawkins, is way before that, way after him. He has a funny, distinctive name, and I can't remember his name, but he was the type of guy that he would get beat and he would catch him from behind all the time. You know what I mean? He would catch up with him. It wasn't Hawkins. It was the kid just a couple years ago. They let him go. Somebody put it in the screen. I can't think. Eli Apple out of Ohio State. Let me tell you something that I noticed. There you go. Thanks, DC. Out of Eli Apple. Eli Apple didn't necessarily get burned. It was the setting of the defense. And when you showing man to man and you drop back and you end up turning in the zone, the cornerback is covering an area. He doesn't have any help over the top. He don't have any help under the bottom. A lot of people don't understand how defenses are running. So when the guy catches the ball over on his side and he's wide open, Apple is playing a zone. He only covers so much area. And then when he catches the ball, then the receiver catches the ball, it looked like Eli got burned. But you got to understand, when that man is that much open, it's because I could tell the difference from a one-on-one coverage and a zone coverage when a cornerback is covering somebody. You could tell the difference. And that boy got so much flack for getting burned all the time when he was in a zone coverage. Now, how do you get burned in a zone coverage unless they throw it over your head? And that was not how he was getting beat. He was getting beat while he was playing a zone. So that comes from coaching, bro.
There's only one zone. There's only one NFL football zone that allows a cornerback, the fastest player on the field, more likely, that allows him to get beat deep. That's cover 2 because he doesn't cover the deep in cover 2. But every other coverage, he's got deep responsibilities. Eli Apple was getting beat deep. I think you're mistaken.
No, he wasn't getting beat deep. He was getting beat over the top, but that's not always getting beat deep, because when they throw flares and they throw sideline outs, it looked like he's getting beat deep, but he's not. He's inside the coverage. It's not him getting beat deep. He thinking that he got over the top coverage help from the safety when he don't. That comes from schemes and coaches that don't have the right play on the field for what the offense is running. I could clearly tell because he is one of the fastest guys on the team, but he don't have those receivers got 4.3 and 4.4 speed. You don't catch them guys from behind unless you right there. He ain't running down no damn 4.3 guy. He ain't running no 4.4 guy down. That ain't how that works. So
I mean, yeah, perhaps. You know, there
ain't no perhaps. That's how it go, bro. That's how it is.
No,
I felt sorry for the kid.
No. There's some validity in what you're saying. I want to get out there because you're having a short show, and I'm sure other people want to call.
But I appreciate it.
Callers that try to invite others in.
Say it again, bro.
I don't need to hog up the whole time, but I do want to say this.
Go ahead, bro.
Because I saw her listening. You know, all jokes aside, apologies to Amber Growens. How you say her last name?
Amber?
Yeah, apologies to her.
What?
Last week or the week before, she had said she was on the show talking, and I made some comments in the comment, and she said something about it, called me a name, and I replied with a name, and the reply was a little more harsh. It kind of slipped out. I was meant to be joking, but I read it. I was like, oh, that don't come out of the joke in the context. So, but she was all right about it. I mean, she wasn't like flipping out on me about it, Amber.
That's big of you, bro.
Or say anything. I do apologize to her.
That's big of you.
What?
That's real big of you to. I mean, as much shit as you did on this program, you finally shot an apology out to somebody. You must have said some real foul stuff. That's all I can say. You must. Okay.
I have no problem admitting I did. It was just like I was like, oh, that was a joke, and it's not gonna come out as joking.
Okay.
I owe that lady. Well, so that's that. I'm always wary of my faults. I don't know what you're talking about as much shit as I've done on this show. I ain't done shit on this show.
I'm talking about
the motherfucker.
I'm talking about the people you have insulted.
How dare you just something like that? I ain't did nothing but promote your show and uplift it.
I'm not suggesting what you do with me. I'm talking about some of the things you've called some people in retaliation.
I ain't called nobody nothing, man.
Okay.
I ain't called nobody nothing. I've told these people that they're not finna shit on kids, and they don't like it. Because that's what these women want to do on this show. They want to just shit on kids. Knowing 40 years ago, when they were 14 and 15, people, old ass black women, was shitting on them. Now they just want to. Now it's their turn to return the favor. That's that thing. That's that black brutality that we like to pass down from generation to generation, shitting on kids.
Wow.
Rothstein ain't gonna allow it. Nobody's podcast. I don't care if it's you. I don't care if it's Emmanuel. I don't care if it's Lincoln Ware. I don't care if it's a former podcast. If I'm on the show and I hear you shitting on kids, I'm at you.
Well, now.
Okay,
I'm glad you
can call me the black male Irish Rolly if you want to, but when it comes to these kids, Rothstein love kids.
And you will defend even bad kids.
To the point to the extent that I can, yes, I would.
Well, why don't you go on in the neighborhood and take up for the kids then? Go to the neighborhood. Stop waiting to see you going. You tend to want to give blowback to people that got testimony about these kids, but I don't see you out there with them kids dealing with that shit.
About how the kids are good.
Say the what?
Where's the testimony about how the kids are? I've got testimony about how these are well-mannered children.
Well, I do talk about great kids too, to be honest with you, Fame. And let me tell you how. Just Friday, I did a story on well, not a story, but I ran a story on sorry guys, the light went out on the screen. I just did a story on Taft High School. Did you watch the show on Friday?
I think I did. I don't know if I did.
And we did the Taft High School players. The football team gave away they gave away their jerseys.
Yeah, they gave their
I thought that was a
inspiration,
great
their jersey
story.
number.
And you're also talking to the guy who's always said, we don't have a kid problem. We have an adult parent. We have a parenting problem. Have I not always preached that?
I mean, perhaps you have.
Okay, and now, who was the? Wait a minute, Fame. I'll let you
of your flow about how general kids and poor people are.
But Fame, you're also talking to the guy who said giving 15 little boys that want to go to school, giving 15 little girls that want to go to school, and he'll give you 30 productive citizens that want to be something. They'll go off to school or go off and start their own businesses. I've always said it's the adults, it's not the kids.
And if okay, then keep it that way. Don't flip back and forth. It's either one or the other.
Oh, so don't talk about the kids that are. So don't talk about the situations.
Kids ain't doing nothing. The kids are only doing what they are seeing.
No, they doing. No, not all of them, Fame. Not all of them are doing what they seeing.
Okay. That's a conversation. This is all a conversation for another day. I tried to get off the phone 5 minutes ago. I want to let other people. I want to hear what they got to say.
Okay.
They heard what I got to say. I want to hear what they got to say.
Sounds good.
We can talk about this another day.
All right, brother.
You know, Rothstein here again, looking out for the people. I want to hear what you got to say, y'all. It's been real. I had fun.
All right, Fame. I appreciate you coming in. I don't know if I agree with all that, Fame. I agree with some of it, brother. I give you some. But the truth of the matter is, we got to be real about these kids aren't all doing what they see. Some of them are doing what they being taught by other kids because the parents aren't engaged. Once again, the parents fail the kid. So let's not sit back here and say that the only reason why kids are doing what they doing is because the parents are, they're being taught. Are they doing what they see? That's not always the case. Sometimes they just involved in the wrong things and they don't have, it's like they're brave. Some kids are brave. They don't understand what the repercussions are of their behavior. I mean, I didn't even want to talk about this, to be honest with you, but it saddens me that in Cincinnati, there's a 5-year-old that just got shot. And it goes back, he got shot. And a couple of days later, he dies. 2 or 3 days later, he passes away of his injuries in Children's Hospital in Cincinnati. And what bothers me about that is you got people that talk about not bothering people in their constitutional rights on the street, and these guys that we know that need to be pulled over or wiped down, patted down because they got guns on them. They hanging out in the streets real late and this and that. And we want to act like they had a right to be stupid, which they do have a right to be outside and a right to do what they do. But at the same time, I think these kids need to be checked on the curfew, because these are some of these 12 and 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old kids with these guns out in the street. They're out past curfew time. And then we want to act like this isn't a big deal. But what happens to the constitutional person, the person that's following all the rules, the good guy, the one who's taking care of his family, the little boy that's going to school, the little girl that's going to school every day? And then you got these idiots out here playing in the streets with these guns with each other, playing cops and robbers and all this old shit. And then they get to shooting at each other. And then an innocent person's house gets shot up. How do we justify how do we justify being tough on kids when they out here running around shooting at each other? And those bullets, when they miss their target, they hit somewhere else. And they end up hitting homes with children on the inside of them. And it's like, nobody gives a shit about that. It's just another day where something went bad. No solutions to the problem are being put up in the air. And it's crazy to me. We talk about the same shit over and over and over again. And then when the wind blows, that's when it go away. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. And just like that little kid, now he wasn't no little kid, but that young man at Withrow High School, y'all got to understand, when that young man on graduation night got shot, there were several shots ringing out. Several shots rang out. That young man, I don't know what the autopsy says. I don't know this, but I'm just going to say it only took one bullet to kill him, possibly. He might have got hit 2 or 3 times. I don't know. But guess what happened, y'all? Several other bullets flew and hit other things. And there's homes around there. There's houses. How would you like living in a community where there's shooting every night or every other night or twice or 2 times a night a week? And your house is getting hit by fragments of bullets, ricocheted bullets. You wouldn't like it. You wouldn't like that. And now you got kids. This is not the first kid, the 5-year-old. He's not the first kid that's ever been hit by a bullet, a drive-by bullet and dies. He's not the first one. There was a little girl last year went through the same thing. And we want to blame it on gun violence. No, trust and believe. Whoever was doing that drive-by shooting was not just doing drive-by shooting, like shooting guns like it's the 4th of July. They had a purpose. They had a purpose and a reason. I'm not justifying that purpose and that reason, but somebody's dealing in something that calls for people to come at them violently like that. And that little girl that year happened to be in the wrong house. Okay, just like this little boy. No, she was in the right house, just at the wrong time. This little boy, 5-year-old. I got the story. I'm gonna play it. 5-year-old little boy gets shot in the head by a drive-by situation. Stays in the hospital 2-3 days, and he passed yesterday, or the day before. That little boy didn't stand a chance. So how do we have a gun violence? How do you call that gun violence instead of a cultural problem? Do you know how ridiculous, how I don't even know the word without just being flat out insulting. But do you know how horrible it is to be around people who have no regard for life? They don't even think, if I miss my target, I might hit somebody else. You have people that are in this culture and they don't care if they hit the target or not. They trying to get the target. Just like the little rapper, Lil Durk. You know what culture we live in right now? You got Lil Durk, this rapper out of Chicago. I don't want to put no dirt on his name, but the 527 tell me everything I need to know. Those federal charges. And that means hiring for murder. Okay? And you got people already with t-shirts on, free Durk, free Lil Durk. Durk putting hits out on people, making a couple $1 million a year, maybe even more than that. And he's gang related affiliate, putting hits on people that look like you and I. I'm not going to justify that lifestyle that I don't agree with. And then you got people out here, you even got some celebrities. You got people out here talking about some free Durk, free Durk. Durk put hits out on people. They got him on tape. His own homeboy who did 12 years in the joint. His own partner. I tell you, ain't no loyalty out here, boy. Most people's loyalty is to their next opportunity. This little boy had a guy in his circle, his close friend who did 12 years. Wire on him all for a whole year. He's fried. He's fried. All the conversations, all the bank records, everything that he had something to do with putting hits out on people, he's through. And he got caught up with somebody that worked for the feds, and it's always somebody close to you. I can tell you right when this crazy cultured behavior, you know, that street shit, none of them are in jail because the police caught them. They all go to jail because somebody told on them. Somebody get caught up doing something, and that person end up always telling on somebody. And it's always the closest one to you. It's always the closest one. And now you got a whole culture of people. It's amazing to me that we don't call this shit out and we don't think this is the problem. What was that, DC? I know I missed it. I got 2 comments from DC. He said, Lil Durk told on his own self. He put the murder for hire in his song. How dumb is that? But glad he did. Well, yeah, but yeah, he did. I didn't know that Durk did that. You know, I know they kill people and then they talk about it in their music and they say they smoke them and shit like that. But there still has to be someone that can confirm all the information and tie 2 and 2 together, because you can have information of a murder. I could sit back and talk about how Tupac died. I could talk about how all the information they put out there, and I could talk about how this and this and this and this and this and that and put it in a song. But they still got to be able to prove that I was involved in it. Just because I wrote about it in a song don't necessarily mean that I did it. They still have to prove it. Guess where their proof is, DC? The proof is in the kid that was in his circle who wore a wire on him for a whole year. You see what I'm saying? That's all the proof they need. And when you're putting hits out on people, man, I can't. And you know who listening to that? You know who listening to that? Probably the same motherfucker that sent that 5-year-old boy to his grave. Those are the type of people. Those are the culture. That's the culture that we have birthed. And that's why I tell y'all, it's hard to look. I'm not trying to be nobody's uncle. I didn't did it. I didn't done all that old get out in the streets, handle these kids, do this and do that. Man, look, these kids will hurt you. These kids will absolutely hurt you. And unfortunately, it's because some of them have mental illness, okay? But some of them just don't care. All right. And I hate to keep saying this, and I'm not using it for something to talk about. But the truth of the matter is, I have broke bread with kids that was 13, 14, 15 years old, tried to help them facilitate it really nice, bring them in in the home that I've provided for my own children. I can't be a part-time Mr. Goodbar for them. That shit don't ride. You can't take a kid to Kings Island on the weekend, on Friday or Saturday, and then put him back in the jungle. Y'all know what I'm talking about, that concrete jungle. Drop him off in the concrete jungle on Monday, and he got to be there Monday through the next Friday. And you think that no, he going right back to what's out there. A weekend don't save a kid. I'm trying to tell you. And like I told you, I've said this a couple different times. My brother-in-law he's a former brother-in-law, but I'm always calling my brother. He, really nice job, P&G, the whole nine. Had a little guy that he was his Big Brother program. I was part of the Big Brother program. I was raised in the Big Brother program. We wasn't cool with them. We wasn't cool with them. We was cool when they came down. When they came and seen us in the hood, that was how cool we were. That motherfucker, my big brother didn't call me on Monday to check in on me, Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, see how I was doing. Didn't look at my report card. Didn't give me $1 for an A. None of that shit, bro. Stop all that fake perping. Because the bottom line is this. You have to be a 24/7, 24-hour father to these kids. You have to be a 24-hour influence to these kids. If you're not, the work you put in is the work you're going to get out of them. If you only putting 6 hours a week into them, they're going to give you 6 hours of whatever the hell you got them doing. Sorry, it's the truth. But that's why it's important to be a father. That's why it's important to be a mother. Because, these streets will out-hustle these parents. We all know it. Unfortunately, that's just what it is. Hold on one second. Jerica said this. Hold on. Let me, because my thing is moving. Let me go back up a little bit. I'll get to that comment, Jerica. It was a few ahead of it. Let me see. Davis Denise, what's up, sis? Hope you're enjoying Texas. She says, Wyatt talking about the Klan. That's racist. I know you're talking about the culture. I get you. I feel you on that. Davis Denise said drill rap is genocide music. It is. They don't see it that way. It is. And you know what? Here's the thing. That drill music don't talk about killing nobody but us. Anybody in the way. And who do they see in the way? Somebody that look just like them. It's a self-hate. It's unbelievable. It's just it's crazy how we don't even talk about that. It's amazing to me. It's amazing. Donna said you insulted her fame and she ain't never done nothing to you, bro. I second that. Donna ain't never said they ain't never done. I'm taking up for my sister. She was my big sister growing up down the way. My auntie, I should say. She was my partner's auntie, so she was my auntie. You know how it was. Stephen Speed said you can't save everybody. I know. I've learned that the hard way. I used to sign up for all those programs. I had a problem saying no. I used to be. I'm not on the board anymore of the Boys and Girls Club. I thought it was I had a little bit of pride saying that I went from a club member to a board member. And when I signed up to be a board member for the Boys and Girls Club, I thought I was just there to do what people did for me. I didn't want to be on a board. I wanted to work at the Boys and Girls Club. Not work there, but I wanted to volunteer there. I wanted to give my time. And when I went there, it was ironic because it was like 30 years after I had won Boy of the Year. Back in those days, it was called Boy of the Year, Girl of the Year. being the club member that would get Boy of the Year was pretty prestigious. You get your name up on the wall, you win the plaque, you know, and as Boy of the Year the whole year. It was pretty cool. I've always wanted to do it, but Darnell and all the big bros of mine always got it. I didn't realize it was going to take me to be 16, 17 years old to get something like that. I didn't realize that, but that's what it took. That all being said, when I went in to try to give back to the Boys and Girls Club, I specifically wanted to do something for the LeBlanc Boys and Girls Club. And they told me that's not how it works. They said, when you make a contribution, you have to make it to the entire Boys and Girls Club, and they will split the proceeds or split your donations up throughout the, you know, to Fleshman and Aiton State and all these different Boys and Girls Clubs. I said, I don't really want to do it that way. I want to give to who gave to me. And they said, well, that's how the money was distributed when you were a kid. So that's the way it's been, and that's the way it's going to be. But if you really want to do something with us, Mr. Wyatt, have you considered being a board member? Never thought of it in my life. Didn't even know what it was. I mean, I didn't even know they had a board. Okay. So I signed up to be a board member. I went through all of legalities, which means you have to take these, you know, you have to go through the background check. You have to, and it's legit. They make sure that you're not, you know, pedophile and all that good shit, which is great. So I end up getting on the board. Long story short, I get on the board and I'm thinking I'm about to be able to help guys with his jump shot and swimming lessons and bumper pool and all that old shit at the boys club. They tell me, no, you're on the fundraiser. You're to try to, you know, raise funds. I said, well, if I cut a check, can I then go down and do what Deborah Say and all the rest of them did for me? And Big Birch, can I go do what they did for me? Ron Willingham, you know, these are people that I would see at least 10 hours a day of my life, because you would go to the boys club at 9 o'clock in the morning and stay, it closed at 9 at night. And I would have to sometime leave at 8, 7 or 8 before it got dark. So I wanted to be one of them guys because I looked up to them and I wanted kids to look up to me. And this was 20 years ago. Okay. And I was on the board for at least 10, 15 years. And I was just like not in a position. I really wanted to, hold on one second, guys. I really wanted to give back, but they wanted the money. They didn't necessarily want me to give back like that. They wanted me to raise money for them. Hold on one second. Let me read this. Let me read this one. Jerica Vaughn said, unfortunately, we're in a culture where people who know information won't say anything because they are simpletons who don't want to see a change in the community. Couldn't have said that. Now, why, when I say things like that, I get attacked? I don't know if she's still here, but who is that? When I say stuff like that, Jerica, I get attacked because when you spit bars like that and you say things, I've said it, and they say things like, you don't like your own people. You don't like your people when you say shit like that. Or when I challenge people, when I say you're trying to help a situation, and unfortunately, I've seen that same method of trying to help 20 times full. It doesn't work. And then they get mad at me because they say, well, you sitting here talking about what don't work and what do work, what don't work. You just don't want to see anything work. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. I'm just a man that understands that consistency is the key to life, no matter what you're doing. And if you're consistently doing something the right way, you'll get an outcome that's favorable to your work. If you're consistent in doing something the same way and it's coming out the same way and it's coming up with bad results, then you might want to be consistent another kind of way. Does that make sense? Like our bad schools. We're consistently running these schools the same way, coming out with the same results. And we see those results as being bad. So when are you going to do something a little bit different? You can still be consistent, but just change up what you do consistently. Makes sense to me. Some people just feel like, well, that's just the way it's supposed to be. That's how it is. It's going to be that way. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I believe that sometimes when you're looking for change, you might have to change first. Ladies, I got to say this. Let me take a sip because y'all going to get mad. I'm going to turn the boat around a little bit on y'all. By the show of hands, how many of y'all always saying ain't no good men out here? And y'all been saying it for how long now? Ain't no good men out here. Ain't no good men out here. You've been saying that for how long? Have you considered changing? Have you considered changing something? You done went through 5 or 6 guys, and not necessarily have to be physical. but you didn't been through 5 or 6 guys that you didn't dated. Just went out on dates. The conversation horrible. Conversation is absolutely horrible. One of the guys you dated, he like Lil Durk. You don't like Lil Durk. You don't like nothing about that culture. You don't like Lil Durk. So you and that guy don't work. That ain't work. Next guy, you get a dude who ain't he into Kurt Franklin. Well, you ain't into Kurt Franklin type shit. So that don't work out. I get it. But at a certain point, you got to start saying to yourself, I'm running into so many people that's wrong for me. When we gonna start saying, but what am I doing? Who am I? I got to self-check. Like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I find a man that's in common with me? Why can't I find a woman that's in common with me? We got to self-check. We have to self-check. I admire women that are by themselves sometimes. To be honest with you, I admire you. And the reason being is because I think those are the ones that sometimes keep the higher standards and just don't fall for the trap of being with anybody. I think it was Emmanuel Livingston that gave a stat the other day. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know the breakdown of the stat. Like, I don't remember 80-20 or something like that stat that he was given. But let me just say this to you. I believe that if women up their standards of men, it'll force the men to do better. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, guys do enough to try to impress women in the first place. I think every guy on here at one point of his life, he may not want to admit it. I don't see what's wrong with admitting it. But every guy that I've known, and every guy probably on here, has done something in his life to try to impress a woman, to impress a girl. Okay? And if women was trying to make us impress them in different ways, Ron said, not really. Oh, you ain't never tried to impress a woman? What? You just slick like that, Ron? Big Ron, you just a dog like that? Like, you just gonna be you and you get them, huh? I'm sure when you were younger, Ron, we all have done something to try to impress a woman. All right. And I don't mean you necessarily lie. You could be telling the truth or doing something truthful. It's still you're doing it and you're putting it in her face. You're trying to impress her. Deanna says there are good men and women out here. Sometimes people just don't like you. That's true. It's true. But my thing is this: if ladies had higher standards, it would make men do a little bit more. It would make men be a little bit higher in his presentation. Okay. I got to say this little story. Some people ain't gonna like it. All right. And it's probably a bad story. It's probably a story I shouldn't tell you, but I've said it before. I had a buddy. I had a buddy of mine. He was a friend of mine, who I was cool with. We grew up together, and he smoke and drink, and he was one of them dudes. He was a street dude, right? But I'm cool with him. I ain't gonna never fall out with him. He's just my guy from down the way. We always been cool. I don't hang out. We ain't about to go to we ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I can't go out with him like that because shit, ain't no trouble. Ain't no telling what can happen. That all being said, I knew he wasn't shit when it came down to women. He was a what do they call it? A guy that go through a bunch of women and shit like that and leave them broke or whatever. He was that type of guy. And then I had another buddy of mine who now I'm gonna get a little close to this. My buddy who wasn't shit, he was from down the way. Like, he was from downtown. Okay. And my buddy, I had another. He wasn't a gigolo. That's too different of a. That's too clean. That's too clean. He wasn't a gigolo. He was a it'll come to me what I want to say. I'm being nice. Then my other buddy I grew up with, I knew him from the Fae. All right. He was a little bit more like me, had a little bit more discipline to his life, picked his shots, picked what he was doing. He was a little bit more polished when it came down to the streets and stuff like that, if you want to call it, everyday stuff, not street. He wasn't a street dude, but womanizer. Thank you, Deanna. That's closer to what I wanted to say. And he ended up marrying a woman. Okay. Thanks, Jerica, womanizer. Guys, this is a true story, and it kind of hurts me a little bit to tell this truth. And I would never put a name on this story, but you have to just trust that it's real. I had a buddy of mine that lived in the Fae who was somewhat similar to me, who understood the importance of having people around you that matter. What I've learned in life, take this. What I've learned in life is the people who accuse you of doing things or misinterpret the things that you say, or always on the edge, sitting on the edge of their seat, or they think what you said was towards them. They always think that you talking about them or, targeting them. I've learned that those are the people that do the things that they think other people would do to them. Has anybody ever experienced that? Like I got a dude that I know who always on the edge and he think I'm talking about him. Or he always think that I would do him wrong or I would backstab him. What you're telling me, bro, is that's what you would do to me. That's what you got it in your heart. You have larceny in your heart to think that I would do that to you. See what I'm saying? I can't trust anybody that'll think that I would do them wrong. Y'all feel me on that? I can't trust anybody in my circle or around me that would think I would do them wrong. And if you got somebody around you that's accusing you of stuff all the time or think that think that you'll do them wrong, you need to exit that relationship. You need to get away from them people. Now, let me get back to my story. This dude in the Fae married this girl. I didn't know her. She was from somewhere. I don't know. She was from the city. And man, he was proud of her. You know what I mean? I was very happy for him. Now we're grown at this point. I'm a business owner. He would come down and see me during lunch because he worked downtown, and we would kick it and be cool. And when they were building the casino, he would be like, "Man, I can't wait," and blah blah blah. We were very close friends from the sandbox. And he's a very good-hearted man. He's a man that a woman would want to marry. He's a family man, and he married a girl. Okay, he married a really nice girl, I thought. And my buddy from down the way is messing with her. It's weird shit because my buddy who married her introduced me to her. He brought her to the office. I said, "Hey, blah blah blah." They went and got married in Vegas. They did it like on the TV. They did some old shit like elope type stuff. Went to Vegas, got married, had a great time. He spent cheese. Very polished dude. Brought her to the office one day. I said, "Hey, we get to meeting each other." We all went to dinner and did the thing and went out with my family. We all did our family thing. It wasn't maybe within 2 years later, my buddy from down the way brought that same girl around me. Okay. Brought her around me. They had been kicking it. And I'm like, bruh, I know her. I know her. That's my guy's wife. And he was like, "Man, I've been doing her, me and her been together for years." And I'm like, "Bro, what do you?" He was like, "Bro, this ain't nothing but like a smash and grab type of thing." He was like, "Bro, all I do is now y'all gonna be mad at me, but this is what I'm just telling you, the conversation." Now, my buddy who married her, take her out, they go to the plays, they go to the games, they go do good shit, they go out of town, they vacation, they have children, they do all that old shit, right? Family man. My buddy who go through women like water, he told me, "Man, I don't do nothing for that bitch. All I do is give her a blunt and something to drink, and she ready to go." What? Huh? He one treating her like a wife, the other treating her like a tramp. I know that's harsh words, lady, and it's hard to hear. And I don't even know why I'm telling this story, but it's hard. Carolyn said, "If he's a smash and grab, why are you bringing?" Because she was very attractive. He was She was very attractive, and one thing that men do, here's the thing, he didn't know that I knew her. When he brought her around me, it was like 2-3 years after their wedding, after my buddy had married her. I don't talk about my friends' wives with people. I don't do stuff like that. So he bring her around me. You know how you go somewhere and they're out and y'all kind of bump heads, and he introduced me to her, and I'm like, "I know her." It was like that. It wasn't like they planned a date to go out with us. I don't even hang with. I told you I don't hang with dude like that. But I thought that was weird and odd. And then the story you telling me is all you doing is buying weed and alcohol and smashing her in the back seat of a car. I, it broke my heart. Now, some people asking me, hold on, let me go to some of them questions about that. Stephen Speed says she was for the streets. um, Carolyn Smith, I think I read this. She said, if it's a smash and grab, why is he bringing her around you? He didn't necessarily bring her around me. I think we were in the same place at the same time, and he introduced me to her. And I kind of told him right then and there. Jerica says, so I'm sure you told your friend about this, right? That was the hardest thing in my life. Now, we can do a survey before I tell you my answer. And I'm gonna tell y'all, it killed me. But let's do a survey. Fellas, how many of y'all would have went and told your friend? Fellas, how many of y'all would have just been silent about it? Donna said, it's always good ones that get hurt. LaDonna said, what did she do, Wyatt? I don't know. I could tell you, I'll be honest with you and tell you this. I know how it turned out. The reason why I say that is me and my buddy from the Fade, the clean cut dude who was cool with me, who I would bring around my family. Him and I aren't cool anymore because what she did is she manipulated a situation where she put in his head that I wasn't shit. Now it wasn't, you don't necessarily have, look, this is what, I hate to say this, but women, you got a great manipulative game that you can do on men. She convinced her husband or her man that he shouldn't be around me. And the way she did it was not to talk bad about me, but to big me up. You should be more like your friend Wyatt. You should be more like him. You should do what he do. It was a reverse psychology. Does anybody understand what I'm talking about? It put my buddy in a position where he thought that his woman was talking so good about me that he don't want to be around me. Now he's jealous of some shit that ain't really even true. She's creating a whole nother me. So it would piss him off, not want him to be around me. He don't trust me. He don't want me around his woman because he's scared that I might try to do something with her or take her. It was a cloud of confusion. Do y'all understand that? I mean, it was the weirdest shit I've ever been through in my life. Like, I love this dude as a friend. I really love him. Now, him not being happy and cool with me anymore, how do I look going to tell him, man, your wife, this and this and this and that? And y'all know I got a couple buddies on this program, right? A couple girls that I grew up with, and I've had conversations with them about shit like this. And I asked them, how should I handle? This is the greatness about having a real woman as a friend. Because I had that conversation with one of my girlfriends, a female friend that I grew up with. And I'm like, should I tell him? What should I do? You know what I'm saying? Should I really? And he don't really fuck with me no more because of other stuff. She done psyched him up into some other things. He don't really want to be around me. She done went and blew me up to him about some other stuff. And now how do I handle this? Thank God, God gave me some smart female friends. And some of y'all know because I've had those conversations with you. Hold on, let me check the comments. Davis Denise says, powerless men try to drag down women for the ego trip. Yeah. At this point, everybody knows. Lamont says, would have told him. I'm assuming he said with the quickness. Well, here's the thing. Let me read this one that DC Durrell said. He said, if he was a good friend, you're talking about me, right? He's saying if he was a good friend, hell yeah, I would have told. I mean, if he was a good friend to me, I get you. But they both were. I'm gonna lose either way. If I tell on one friend, I'm gonna lose him. If I don't tell the other friend and he find out I know, then I'm gonna lose him. Fame says the effed up part of this story, Wyatt, is I'm pretty sure I am familiar with one of the particulars in this story. Wyatt, he's from the Fae, and I've heard this. He said from the gay, but it's really from the Fae. You might know one of them, Fame. I don't know. Deanna says I would stay out of it. See what I'm saying? These are, I've talked to people who said that same thing. She said, I would have stayed out of it. I've been in this position before, and the friend always catches hell. That's right. That's right. Donna said that happened to me and it turned on me. Fame said, I'm telling my homie from the projects, but my coworker whom I didn't meet until we were 35, I'm minding my business. I understand that. But they both from the sandbox. They both from the sandbox. John Love says, I am only telling him if they are married. What do I go say? See what I'm saying? What do I say? How do I present that his wife is? What do I say? This is a friend of mine. Seems like your ex-friend is insecure. Tanika says, seems like your ex-friend is insecure. Well, I shouldn't say this, but it's the truth. Women can make men insecure. And there's some guys that's about to sit here and argue that with me and disagree. They may not argue, but they'll disagree with me. Women could make men insecure because of what men think they bring to the table. What men want to bring to the table for women is security, stability, leadership. They want to be the man, so to speak. Okay. And when a woman challenges that, I think she's really stepping on his ego, whether it's on purpose, like not on purpose, but intentionally trying to make them insecure or trying to make them better. Whatever your reason is, I think women use tactics on men to either big them up or bring them down. And I mean, all women should do this. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing it as long as you're doing it in good nature. If you're doing it to make your man a better man, if ladies, I just say this to you, if you're never telling your man how special he is, you better be careful, because another woman will tell your man how special he is, what he does good. And I don't mean sexually. I mean just the fact that he gets up, go to work all day, whatever it may be that makes him feel good, whatever it makes him feel like he's appreciated. If you're not telling him that, somebody else will tell him that, and that can open the door for some things. And you just have to be careful, because I don't say that men have fragile egos, but we have egos of clay. And that means you can form a man's ego, especially if he's into you. Like if you just something, if you just a hit and all that, he don't care. He move on to the next. But if it's a woman that he's really digging, he's really into her, it's his woman, he's spending time, spending money, and has love for her, you can mold his ego. And I think some women take advantage of that, and they know what I'm saying to be true. My friend, I've had several friends. I'm not going to say no names, obviously, but I've had several friends where the woman turned their friend against me. And it was simply because, in one particular case, she was bigging me up, just like this situation. And it was like, you need to be more like him. You need to be more like him. You need to be more like him. And it's like, why do you do that? You don't even really know me. You don't know me, but what you're trying to do is you're trying to get my buddy, you're trying to get him not to like me. And fellas, y'all know that this is true. It didn't just happen to me. It's happened to several of us. And there's some ladies on this program right now that use that tactic. You've done it. This is why you're probably, unless you got a solid friend that has a solid woman, don't be hanging out with just random ass couples. Because what happens is that female or that male, look, let me ask y'all this, ladies. If my wife and I go out to dinner with you and your man, okay, me and my wife go out with you and your man, and when we go out, me and the fellas talk, and you and the lady talk, and we hanging and blah blah blah, and then you get home with your man, and all of a sudden she turns into this conversation of talking about me all the time, talking about me. You should be more like him. You should be more like him. Or let's flip it. Let's flip it. My wife is telling me all the time I need to be like Lamont. I'm just using your name, Lamont, okay? Nothing, just using it for argument's sake. Damn, baby, why you keep talking about this Lamont motherfucker? Why do you keep bringing up Lamont? Why do you keep talking about what Lamont do? How he is with his woman. She may have told you that he take her out every Thursday. They do Taco Tuesdays. He may have told you she may have told you that all the time, but that don't necessarily mean it's true. Maybe she's just trying to make you believe that her life is on spot on. It don't necessarily have to be that way. But why you keep throwing Lamont up in my face? Come here, come. My little killer. Come on, up, right here. Up. No, right here, dude. Come on. Right here. Come on. Sorry, let me introduce you to somebody. Come on. Come on. Look, say hey. Say hey, dude. Say hey, dude. Say hey. Say what's up to him. Say what's up to him, boy. This is my partner. My partner in crime. My partner in crime. Tell him, dude. Get him. All right. That's enough camera time. Anyway. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see. What was that? Carolyn Smith. Let me read this one because it's really long and it started out right. Thank you, Tanika. Duke said, what's up? Carolyn Smith said, Randall Wyatt. She put the whole name in there. I don't know why she put the whole name in there like that, but okay. Usually when I see that, that means it's about to be some shit. Like it's about to be some drama. You know, it's some smoke in the air somewhere. She says, Randall Wyatt, I'm sorry, but I've known women who have been 10 toes down, 10 toes down for their man/family, doing everything a woman is supposed to do. And the ninjas still stepped out. A man is going to do whatever they want to until they decide they don't want to. I agree. Okay, we agree with that. It's just it kind of blew me off a little bit. It startled me a little bit when you hit me with the government name at the beginning of the comment. I'm like, damn. But yeah, that's true. That has some truth to it. But most men that are dedicated to their women, you know, hey. Stephen Speed says, Wyatt has a dog. Man, I take my dog everywhere. I ain't on no Shannon Sharp shit. I don't have like a big pouch and walk around with tight clothes and walk through airports with him like that. I'll put him in the bag and shit. He's emotional dog for me. What they call that shit. That's what I get. I get to take him everywhere because I call him an emotional. He's my emotional pet, you know, that type of shit. But anyway, women do shit like that. I lost a good friend like that. I've lost a good friend because a woman came between us, and it's not even a woman that I would even involve myself with. Like, she's a gorgeous girl, but she's not my type. Okay, and it's not even a matter if it's my type or not. It was the oh shit, I got a caller on the line. I'm sorry. Damn, hold on one second, call. It wasn't even the fact that it wasn't even the fact that I was into her or she was into me. It was the tactic that she uses to make him feel insecure so he would be more like me. And I know fellas done been through this. This ain't just me. Let me go to the phone lines, man. It's been holding for a long time. I don't even know if they still there for real. Hold on one second. Let me see what we got going on. Hold on. Caller, are you there? Hold on. Let me see what's going on. My bad, y'all. I'm in a bad setup right here. There we go. Caller, are you there?
You know I'm here.
My bad, twin.
Yeah,
You've been
yeah,
holding
no,
a while.
all excuse.
Okay.
Make them up.
I'm gonna let you have
1,
the
2, 3,
air,
4,
bro.
5. Which one?
I'm gonna let you have the air. I'm gonna sit here and listen to you. I'm gonna chill. Go ahead.
I've been listening to you for the last hour or two, but hey, you got to deal with it. Hey, what's up, cuz? Hey, I ain't gonna be that long. I don't think.
Okay, what's happening?
But yeah, I just mind my business on that situation you was talking about.
Okay, thank you.
I wouldn't say because just like me having a sister, and that guy keep pounding her head, and I go over there do something, and next day she right back with her. Man, I'm gonna risk my life for you, and you no. So I'll just stay out of folks' business. So I did it before, so me telling on him and all that extra stuff, knowing they gonna be back together, or he gonna go behind my back. Well, twin said this, twin. No, I ain't with that, man. I'll let y'all figure it out. But other than that, no, I wouldn't be. No, I don't.
So you would just stay out.
Hey,
you would have stayed out.
Yeah, little dirt. See, I know little dirt daddy, Wyatt.
You know
He
his
grew up with
father?
my brother, his daddy, Big
Oh,
Dirt.
he's from Chicago, isn't he?
Yeah,
Okay,
Big Dirt.
okay.
Before he got locked up and all that. And so I know him personally. I don't know his son. I knew of him, but I don't know, I never been around him. With that situation, why people don't understand, they really don't listen to the lyrics. Lil Durk mentioned a lot of guys, his own guys that was against the ones he went against, he mentioned them in his songs. And people took heed to it like, yeah, he better not ever come around 64th or whatever and everything. Because he knew what it was. See why he should have took heed to when Chief Keef got in trouble. And then because Chief Keef stayed around the corner from me, his grandma did. I stayed on Parnell. He called it Landron, but it's really pronounced normal. He spelled it backwards. He stayed on 64th. I'm on 63rd. But my thing is this: Chief Keef got in trouble and everything. He did his thing, shoot him up, bang, bang, gang bang, and everything else. But he got wise, like, man, this ain't for me. So he went out in the suburbs when he got, big time, got money and everything. So the white folks ran him out and stuff because he brought them city guys to the bird. And they, oh no. So he got wives again, moved to California, and you ain't hear nothing else about Chief Keef. So his
Okay.
therapy is to be he do shooting them paint guns, paint balls, and all that. He got his friends in them. They do that out there in California. That's his therapy to, you know, instead of shooting up, the other guys and everything. He using his therapy is that. See,
Okay.
people don't know, man. Little Dirt, Big Dirt did some dirt out here and everything.
Oh,
And
his
he
dad
gotta
did.
pay for what he did,
So
man.
his
All
father,
them huh?
his father, you mean, and did some
No,
ragged.
no, no, no. Junior. I mean he ain't Junior. D thing is Junior. But Little Dirt. So they call him Big Dirt and Little Dirt.
Okay.
Little Dirt. But
Um.
he got a son that's named after his father, which is Junior and
Okay.
everything. But his brother, I think, older than Little Dirt. But anyway, Lil Dirt got to pay for what he did. When him and Vaughn and all them run together, they did some things. He put his house on people and everything before even he came big. But now when he came big, he got the money to pay his people off, and that's what it is. But he got to pay for what he did, right? And him doing them, they tallying up the rentals and the airfares and all that, 50,000 and everything. Oh, you think you a hitman, huh? We got you. So they waited for him to touch down back down in the United States, and that's how they popped it in Florida. Now
Yeah,
he in
but
California with no
he
bond.
had a rat in his circle though, right? Didn't the guy where his buddy that did 12 years came
Little,
home?
yeah, little Law, BD Law.
Right.
I
So he
know little
wore a
badass
wire
little
for
BD Law. He
he
just
wore a
did
wire
12.
for a whole year, bro. And the feds, once they put that what
No, no, this ain't no whole year. This more than that.
no, they're
Get
saying
up
that
there.
he wore a
No,
wire. Oh, he wore a wire longer than that?
man, this more about 2 years. Been going on about two. Ever since King Von hit the hit, he hit the hit. 4 people came up missing. They came to testify on King Von. They came up missing.
Hmm.
Turn around, King Von killed Quando Cuz. And they thought the Sixers out there did it, but it wasn't the Sixers. It was Lil Von that killed them. And they flipped it back like, oh. So FGB Duck, which has got another rapper, FBG Duck, another rapper out of Chicago who related to my cousin now. He come up missing. So it was another case on that. So it's all coming back in circles and everything. So he got what he deserved. Why? So
So
I know.
you think
Yeah.
that Lil Durk, the little rapper, is pretty much
Huh?
guilty? You think he's guilty of these charges, these allegations?
Hell yeah, you guilty all the way. Man, man, when the feds come at you, why they got something on you. They don't care what it is though, but when they
Let me
just
ask you
one
something. Wasn't
passed
there a
away a couple of years.
situation where did
Yeah,
you see that?
yeah, yeah. I'm hollering at you about. Hey, yeah, why? So what you were saying now? I was
No,
throwing up
no,
that
no.
old
What I'm
girl.
saying is, wasn't there a situation where one of those rappers' girlfriends or baby mama got shot out in the street? Remember that video we showed a long time ago? And it was one of
Which
these.
one was it?
They were in Chicago, the streets of Chicago, and the little boy, the rapper was picking his kid up from school or something like that, and the rapper got shot up in front of the kid. I mean, in broad daylight. I don't know if you've seen that, but I thought that had something to do
That's
with.
you talking about at the mall? I mean, at the stores downtown. That was FGB Doug got shot.
Oh, okay. I don't know, bro. I
He
don't.
was shopping and everything. It was on the news.
Yeah, well, there was a
He was
situation.
going to shopping and everything. They follow him around and killed him. And there was a King Von them boys that sent their hit out.
Right. So
But all that, yeah, he got a part in that too. It ain't over, why? It ain't over.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so he got a part. I mean, people don't realize they just rapping and all that, and they don't tell it. They don't want to expose and really tell the truth
well,
though.
here's the thing.
But they,
Let's tie it into something in real life. I mean, the rap game and all that, that culture is one thing, but that culture floods over into this regular thing called life. You got a 5-year-old that just got shot in the head while sleeping in his bedroom in his house, and it was by a drive-by shooter, and they weren't even shooting at that house. It was another house they were shooting at, but this little boy caught a shell. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this lifestyle, this destructive lifestyle, you know, it's killing our children, and then a lot of our kids are listening to it, and it's recruiting them into this lifestyle as well. So, I mean, you know, we got to step up. We got to do a little bit better at what our kids are listening to and what they're doing out here, because social media plays a big part in bigging these people up. And I've been seeing a lot of social media about this Lil Durk dude and them wearing free Lil Durk t-shirts. And, you know, when I keep shit 100, when I say things like, when I'm in the city of Cincinnati and I see guys wearing free such and such, but I know what he out here doing, it drives me crazy. You know what I'm saying? When they be thinking, and these guys been tying people mamas up and, you know what I'm saying, doing crazy shit to these people in their neighborhoods. And I know that they didn't did it. And then you got people out here talking about free them, free such and such, and free something. It's ridiculous to me. But we got a culture of people, you know, who absolutely promotes this type of stuff, and there's nothing cool about it at all. And a lot of people sitting in the penitentiaries today wanting to come home because they're not really about that life. And then there's a lot of people that are just knowing that time out at the penitentiary is just part of the game.
yeah, that's how it is though. Why? Like that shorty, he should never, God bless his soul. He should never been killed though. But it was stupidity, man. I know it was a hit, probably for one of them people, and they probably hit the wrong house or just don't got no aim or whatever.
See,
But it's a sad situation. Why?
DeAndre,
When
just
you
let me say this
like
one
some of
thing.
them,
Go ahead, twin. My apologies, because you held a
like
long time. Get it off.
some of them people that like got shot at them football games, man.
Mhm.
Some of them people be bringing their problems to that field, man. And so when they get that call, like, "Hey Joe, hey, little Ricky and stuff, little Bobby, and they at the park right now, for real." So they wind up being shootout or whatever. Somebody get killed.
Yeah.
Some of this
Ain't
stuff don't
nobody
be
out
no
there. Listen, bro.
affiliation
Ain't
with no
nobody
game
getting shot at
caller.
no little league football game because some
No,
little
ain't
boy
nobody
got.
slipping like
No.
that. Come on,
Hold on,
Joe. I know the game.
What I'm saying is nobody's getting shot at a little league football game because some little boy got hit hard in a football play. All
No,
that shooting and shit is never football related.
no.
It's culture related. It's things that's going on around these folks. I know the
Yeah,
story. Believe it or not, I know more about this than I'm going to even talk about of that latest shooting. I know the family. I know what's going on. I know a little bit more, and I'm not going to discuss it on here because it's an open case. But you got to
right.
understand, man, the bottom line is we got to have more respect for one another, and none of these things would ever happen. All right. If we continue to have this disrespect for our own, this type of behavior will never stop. And a lot of people always asking, how do you stop the violence? How you stop the violence is making your little children grow up with self-respect and respect for other people. And then they won't go get guns. They won't go get knives. They won't try to kill each other. You know, that's where it starts. It starts with our children. Some of these cats, they already gone. You know, unfortunately, I got to say it the way it is, but they already gone. You're not going to save them. But guess what happens when if you say to somebody, sir, you got 6 months to live. You got cancer. And that person been smoking for 40 years. Why are you going to stop smoking? What's the point? You ain't going to live no longer. You've been smoking for 40 years and you got cancer. You about to die. But now, how do we have that same attitude when you see a child raising up in a bad family? And what I mean by that is because you tell a kid he's in a bad family and he's still he's a child. If we get rid of that cancered bad family, and I know this is going to sound bad, but if you get that kid out of that surroundings, that kid still stands a chance at living a good
Yeah,
life, a good
Yeah.
life. You see what I'm saying? So we got to get these cancerous people, and I hate to use that term, but it's real. We got to get these cancerous people either away from the, we got to get them away from our children. Because look, here's the thing. You can't tell them how to raise their kids. But when their kids become your kids' friends, now you got a problem on your hand.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point, we all know as parents that our kids can easily be influenced by one of their friends more so than what we tell them. Because we don't know shit. I got 2 children now that I done told everything their whole life, got them to this position in life, but I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing. But every day I got to hear a story about what Veronica said, Vanessa said, and such said. Let me ask you something. Do you ever go to your friends and say, my daddy said? You know what I'm saying? And I'll be asking them, well, no, we don't talk about you. But you always bringing your friends up to me and what they said and how y'all gonna do this. And it kills me. Parents know what I'm talking about.
Hey, Randy, what happened to you buy off slack?
That is for people that I rock with.
Well, you rock with your daughter. Why you gonna
I'm
tell
glad
her
you
she
said
always
that.
wants something and all that?
Well, she's get paid to be my assistant. That's different.
Hey, she hungry too. She want what's it, Skyline or the La Rosa or something?
But she gets paid for that
Regardless,
position.
I'm hungry. I need it. Regardless, I'm getting paid. Hey, we on the lunch break.
All right,
you get something, I'll get
you
something.
Ain't gonna get it because you still talking. Now, it ain't like that. If I pay you to be an assistant or whatever, I don't pay you to run. I pay you on the payroll to run those errands. I don't pay you to run those errands. And then when you go to those errands, I got to pay for your food or pay for whatever.
She's supposed to sit up there and watch you eat while she give you a towel.
No, I don't, bro. What are you talking about? When she get there to pick up what I need, she can get herself something. She can get herself something.
Man, one more thing before I go.
One more. Wyatt, go ahead, bro.
Man, my bears. I hated this, man. I had money on them and all that. Thought we hit the game. And, man, I don't care, man. It was holding all the way.
Don't you owe me 100? Because at the beginning of the season, you said they was gonna go like 17-1, and I said I bet 100 on that.
You ain't even bet, though.
I did bet you. I did bet you.
No, you did.
I was kind. I said I don't want to take your money, bro. That ain't gonna happen.
I mean, I'm a man of my word. I'll pay you.
All right,
but
let me send you this. Let me send you this cash. Oh, you don't think? Let me send you this cash app because I think you did, and I would have paid you if I would have lost because I knew they wasn't gonna. Bro, 17-1 is almost like for me. You said they was gonna go 17-1. That was like somebody bet
15-2.
You said what?
15-2.
You did say 15-2, but you know what? You already done lost that though. But now listen. I'm a man of my word. I'm not going to take your money. I'm not going to take your money because I did leave the bet open. I said, man, if I was taking advantage of you, I'd take this bet. And because I know they weren't going to go 15-2. There was no way they were going to go 15-2 with a rookie quarterback. It just wasn't going to happen. And so put that 100 in the bank for the kids. Tell them Uncle Wyatt said get them something.
I'm just pissed about it, man. But what you said about your team, Bengals, man, like what's his name, Higgins. I wouldn't go out there and crush nothing. You know, hurt my jeopardize my career right now.
I wouldn't.
I'll wait till next year, hold it out. Hell yeah, I'm on a little franchise tag, and you down about to go bust up my knee, and I ain't go get paid. I'll tear my AC up this year. Nah, I'm cool.
Right.
And plus, man, I saw it yesterday. I said Chase can't do it by himself. He definitely need Higgins. Because when Higgins in that game, it's like a Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan out there. And
I get you that.
Girl, I don't know, man. You like you said, why you get that $250 million check and all that, you act brand new. You wasn't acting like that last. Now you got it's like that with all players though. They get that big old 200, 300, just like Zach, whatever his name, got that money and stuff. He's still hot garbage. Come on, man. Dude, John, what you was thinking?
The quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, I think it adds pressure. I think the money is good for one thing, and that is they're set for life. But how well will you perform? I haven't seen a high-paid quarterback with these multi-million-dollar deals. I haven't seen one be real productive. And I mean, you got a target on your back, number one. You got pressure on you. You see what I'm saying? The pressure to win is right away.
Yeah.
You got the nobody. And to be honest with you, when I learned this as an internal thing. What's the guy's name? Antonio Brown, who played for the Steelers.
Yeah.
He made it clear when he got on that podcast with there's a couple guys, 2-3 guys that have a podcast, and he had this somebody will put it in here. I don't know the name of. I think More Than Just an Athlete or something like, or Pivot or something like that. The name of the podcast is.
You talking about RC and Chandler or something?
Exactly.
Chater.
Yeah. When he got into
I know
it, when Antonio Brown got into it with Jace, what's his name? Oh man, what is his name? The guy that played for the Steelers with him.
You talking about Rocket, the quarterback?
No. He played defensive back. He played defensive back for the Steelers, and then Antonio Brown was a receiver. The point of what I'm saying, the point of this is this. Antonio Brown made it clear that when he was getting the money as a receiver for the Steelers, they were having locker room problems. The defensive backs felt like he was being disrespectful. See that? Ryan Clark, thank you, DC. RC, Ryan Clark, him and Antonio Brown got into it when they were on the Steelers. Now, they were big men on the podcast and keeping it 100 and going back and forth and talking about what the real problem was. Antonio Brown told him right there on the air, y'all was jealous. Y'all were mad at me because I was the youngest guy out there and I was getting to the money. I was getting 18 million or whatever a season. Y'all wasn't getting that kind of money, and y'all was mad at me. So y'all wanted to make it seem like I was being disrespectful in practices and I was just a diva and all that old shit, which he probably was, to be honest with you. But that type of shit, my point is, big money contracts it could be a cancer in the locker room. It could be a problem in the locker room, and I think that happens even to this day. You pay you pay Zach. You pay this kid, this man, $250 million. He can't throw an interception in practice. He can't come to practice late. He has to be a pillar of the team. He has to have the highest standards. That adds so much pressure to him at a point where you would think the Dallas Cowboys would never lose a game. Now, look at Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow signed this big contract, and he left look at how it left the other parts of the team hanging. I don't like that. They should have signed, and it's not my money, but as a fan, I feel like I should be able to say this. You got to secure everybody. It's a sport. It's a game. You get profit sharing. You get all these perks. Why be cheap when you know you got guaranteed money coming in from the league? You got TV revenue. You got a killer stadium deal in your city where you milking the whole damn game, and then you get cheap with the players, with your frontline help, the people that make the people come out. Because that stadium wouldn't fill up if they get rid of Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Joe Burrow out there by his damn self. Ain't nobody coming. Nobody's buying jerseys, and nobody's gonna be out there messing with them.
Well, they probably come from the Pittsburgh and Ravens and Cleveland. That's about it. But any other game, no.
Well, yeah, because Ravens travel well and Steelers travel well. So yeah, they'll fill this. And see, that's the sad thing. In the NFL, you don't even have to put a good product on the field. You get revenue sharing. You don't even have to put a good team together, and you can stay under the salary cap. But it's a disrespect to the fans, the people that really want to be on the winning team. And let me say this for the record when we talking about stadium deals and shit like that. Okay, listen, the Cincinnati Bengals is a big revenue for the city. All right, so when you start talking about things, please, y'all don't do nothing. I've heard people, this guy who's going up, and y'all know I'm not gonna talk bad about anybody, but
Wyatt, I'm gonna let you.
Okay, bro. Make sure you listen to this. This is very important. Listen to this, okay?
All right.
Talk to you soon,
okay.
bro. Bye. Thanks for engaging with us, twin. When we talk about stadium deals, this guy that's going up against Alicia Reese, which I don't know him. I don't get into the Hamilton County politics because I don't vote in Hamilton County. But let me just say this to you. Don't vote for anybody that's about to fuck up the Bengals in the city of Cincinnati. Because the city of Cincinnati is a big part of revenue for the city of Cincinnati, a huge income, tax income, revenue for the city of Cincinnati. And when you have an attitude of, well, if they don't play ball with us and if they don't want to do what they want us to do in the city, then we'll let them leave. The door is wide open. They can leave. We'll just rent the stadium out for concerts. I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know if just renting out to, because Taylor Swift only coming every 5 years. every 4 or 5 years, maybe third year. I don't know. The Jazz Festival comes around one time a year. So if you're trying to tell me if you get this big ass Paycor Stadium down there and all you're going to use it for are concerts, what happens in the wintertime? I don't know if people will go down and watch a concert in the snow like they will a football game. I don't know how many concerts the city could entertain in a yearly in 6 months where people in the city ain't going to be drained of concerts. Look at the casino. The casino put on concerts every so often, but you see how they have small rooms and they bring in different art. They do that for a reason. They could use big rooms and bigger places. They just don't want to drain the money. See what I'm saying? They don't. I mean, how many concerts you gonna go to in a year? How many $75, $80, $120 tickets are you gonna buy to go see some concerts? You're not gonna be. And concerts are a little bit more. I don't know. There's a little bit more liability in concerts from a promoter's point of view. Well, they're gonna bring rappers. Shit, I ain't bringing no rap concerts to the city. None. Ain't no telling what might start. None. So whenever I hear politicians talk that, well, if the Bengals want to leave, let them leave. That shit don't work with me. And it's not just because I'm a Bengal fan. It's the same thing with the Cincinnati Reds. I'm not a Cincinnati Reds fan like I used to be. But whenever I hear somebody talking that they got in this good deal and forget them, let them leave. No, that's not somebody, because the income that they're going to miss in Hamilton County if the Bengals leave, they're going to make it up off somebody. Guess who they're going to make it off of? They're going to make it off of. They're going to make it off the people. They're going to make it off the people. Guys, I appreciate you guys being here, man. Reason being is because I wasn't coming on today. I promise you I wasn't. You could see that I just set my system down and hit the power, and I came in. Those that came in and rock with us for this short period of time, I really appreciate it. I guess I'll be here tomorrow at 1:00, same time, I don't know if I'll say the same place, but it'll be the same time. Peace and love to everybody, man. Thanks for giving me a little bit of your time. I really have to go. I got a lot on my schedule today, and thank you very much for being here. Peace and love to everybody, man. This is Wyatt. I'm out. See you tomorrow, 1:00.
Honey, I see you looking at me. I'm ready to go with you if you want me. Cause baby, there's no one that makes me smile the way that you do. You one of a kind. Baby, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. I know what you want, you know I got it. Baby, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. As long as you want, you know I got it.
We've been together for a few years, shed a few tears, called each other nicknames like Sugar Plum and Pooh Bear. I'm always on the road, hardly ever home. Always busy this, busy that, can't talk on the phone. I know you aggravated, walk around frustrated, patience getting short. How longer can you tolerate it? Listen, ma, I'm just motivated. I do this for us, stuck on the grind, trying to elevate it.
Hey, yo, to really be honest, you stuck with me through my whole struggle. Can't even express through words how much the kid loves you. I'ma stand as a man, never above you. I could tell that you different from most, slightly approach you. And the ill shit about it, we don't sex every day, but when we sex, we tease in a passionate way. Love the way you touch it, those little elaborate ways. Got the guard feeling released to relax for the day. It's on you,
baby,
ma.
if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. I know what you want, you know I got it. Baby, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. As long as you want, you know I got it.
Baby, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. I know what you want, you know I got it. Baby, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. As long as you want.
Shh, mommy, listen. I feel your love for me, baby, and how it moved through you. I've been longing for the moment to talk the truth to you. Listen, I'm never home, I always get up and go. Putting you through the unnecessary rigmarole. I never meant to put 1,000 pounds of stress on your head. I love the way we sleep and how we always cuddle in bed. Baby, I stay embracing your patience, shedding your tears with me. I ask you, my mommy, please continue to bear with
We
me.
started out broke, constantly on the road, cutting up in the streets like we would never get old. Went from Lucy's and buses and 50-cent sodas and Novas to Hondas to Lexus to Rovers. Mad years past, still got each other back. Word is born, never screw none of these industry cats, boy. We like Skull and Molder, walking shoulder to shoulder, milking this game, watching our seeds getting older.
Baby, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. I know what you want, you know I got it, baby. If you give it to me, I'll give it to you. As long as you want, you know I got it, baby.
Give it to me, I'll give it to you. I know what you want, you know I got it, baby. Give it to me, I'll give it to you. As long as you want, you know I got it.
Yes, you know I'll die for you, and you know I'll ride with you. I will always try with you, and give you my love and cry with you. Let's go.
I will climb a mountain high till our love will touch the sky. So baby, come and get more close to me. This is where your love is supposed to be.
I pull up to the house in the yellow Lamborghini. It's been a few months in PA, you haven't seen me. You looking good in that Gucci bikini. 38 carats, your ring looking freezy. No matter what I do in the world, you never leave me. Fall back, ma, I make your lifestyle easy. I appreciate the things you do to please me. Looking at my daughter, you never do me greasy.
Baby, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. I know what you want, you know I got it, baby. If you give it to me, I'll give it to you. As long as you want, you know I got it,
Baby, if you give it to me, I'll give